Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Purple Heart, and we're gonna play Katawa Shoujo. This is the Japanese game, and it's a dating sim. Yes, and it's about a boy. It's about a boy that has a freaking heart problem called erythemia, and since he has that, he has to go to a disabled school. And the title, Katawa Shoujo, means crippled girls. And yes, he's gonna meet some disabled girls. I already played this. You can see there's a guy right here. That means I already played it. Well, not. I didn't played it all of it, but I really had some problems recording this. I tried to record it a bunch of times, and stupid fraps it keeps going blank, so I'm tired of doing this I've been doing this over and over again, and I keep reading the freaking text, and my voice is so freaking tired right now. I have been recording this so freaking I'm hoping this is not gonna happen again. If it does, I'm gonna freaking punch the computer screen right now. Okay, I'm just gonna freaking start this game and read really fast because I've been reading this so many times and I just want to go back to where I was left off. Alright. A light breeze caused the naked branches overhead to rattle like wooden chimes and burped. I burped, sorry. This popular retreat of couples in the summer, the decorous trees provided a beautiful green canopy far out the sight of the teachers and the fellow students. But now, in the late winter, I feel like I'm standing on a pile of kindling. I breathe into my cupped hands and rub them together furiously to prevent them from the cold. Just how long I'm going to expect to wait out here anyway? I'm sure the note said 4 o'clock a.m. Ah yes, the note. It slipped between the pages when I wasn't looking. Well, the pages on my MacBook when I wasn't looking. As far as cliches go, oh god, it says as far as cliches go, I'm a fan of Letter in the Locker. But something, sorry. As I pondered the meaning of the note, the snowfall gradually thickens. The snowflakes silently fall from the white painting sky. There's only a sign of time passing in a static world. There's a slow descent upon the frozen forest. It makes it seem like some time has slowed down to a crawl. A restless sound dries the snowfall under the foot startled me. There's a snowfall. Dry snow underfoot startled me, interrupting the quiet mood. Someone is approaching me from behind. Hi, Hazao? You came? I hesitated, barely uttered the question. However, I recognized the owners of that dainty voice instantly. I felt my heart skip a beat. It's a voice I listened to 100 times, but I never was more than an eavesdropper to a conversation. I turned to face this voice, the voice of my dreams, and my heart begins to race. You wanna go? I got a note to tell me to wait here. It's yours? It was yours, ma'am? Damn it! I spent all afternoon trying to come up with a good line. That's the result. Pathetic. Yes. I asked a friend to give you that note. I'm so glad you got it. A shy, joyous smile makes me so tense I couldn't even move a single muscle, even though I tried. My heart is pounding now, as if it were trying to burst out from my chest and claim the girls itself. So, here we are, out in the cold. Once again, the wind stirred up the branches. The cacophonous noise is music to my ears. Wanako flinches every so softly against the gust of wind. As it passes, she rights herself at the seat as if supporting by some new confidence. Her eyes lock with mine. She lazily twirls her long dark hair around her finger. All the while, anxious beat of my heart grows louder. My throat is tight. I doubt I can even force a word out if I tried. You see, I wanted to know if you go out with me. I stand there motionless, saving my pounding heart. I want to say something in reply, but my vocal cords feel like they've been stretched beyond the breaking point. Hisao? I reach up to try to massage my throat, but only sends spikes of blinding pain. May you better say something to her. Hisao? My whole body freezes, and saving my eyes, which shot open in terror. Hisao! The beat of my chest suddenly stops, and I go weak at my knees. At the knees. The world around me, the canopy of the bare branches, the dull winter sky, and Wanako run towards me. All these fade to black. The last things I remember before slipping away are the sounds of Wanako screaming for help and the incessant clatter of the branches above. It's been 4 months since my heart attack. In that whole time, I can probably count the times I left the hospital room unsupervised on the one hand. For 4 months? 4 months is a pretty long time when you're left alone with your thoughts. So I've had plenty of time to come up with terms with my situation. Arrhythmia. A strange word. A foreign, alien one that you don't want to be in the same room with. It's a rare condition. It causes the heart to act airily or occasionally to beat way too fast. It can be fatal. Apparently I had it a long time. They say it was a miracle I had been able to go on so long without anything happening. It said, is that really a miracle? I guess it's supposed to make me feel better, more appreciative of my life. I really didn't do anything to cheer me up. My parents, I think, were hit hard by the news than I was. I practically have 2 hemorrhages. I've already had a full day by then to discuss everything. To them, it was fresh. It was all fresh. They were even willing to sell our house in order to pay for a cure. For, of course, there is no cure. Because the late discovery is this condition, I had to stay in the hospital to recuperate from the treatments. When I was first admitted, it felt like I was misted. About a week in my room, there was a ward full of flowers, balloons, and cards. But the visitors soon dwindled, and all the get-well gifts began to trickle down, nothing shortly after. I realized that only the reason I got so many cards and flowers was because sending me their sympathy has been turned into a class project. Maybe some people were genuinely concerned, but I doubt it. Even in the beginning, I had barely had visitors. By the end of the first month, my parents came by on a regular basis. Awanako was the last to stop visiting. After 6 weeks, I never saw her again. We never had much to talk about when she visited anyway. We didn't touch the subject that was between us on the snowy day ever again. The hospital? It was not really a place I like to live in. The doctors and nurses so impersonal and faceless. I guess it's because they're in a hurry and they have a million other patients waiting for them, but it makes me feel uncomfortable. For the first month or so, I asked the head cardiologist every time I saw him for the rough estimate of when I'd been able to leave. He never answered anything straightforward way, but I told him to wait and see if the treatments and surgeries worked. So I'd observed the scars that surgery has left in my chest slowly change the present over time, thinking that it some kind of omen. I still asked the head psychologist about leaving, but my expectations are low enough now that my disappointment anymore. I'm not disappointed anymore. Oh God. At some point I stopped watching TV. I don't know why, I just did. Maybe it was wrong kind of my situation. I started reading instead. There was a small library at the hospital, although it was more like a storeroom for books. I began reading my way through it, one small stack at a time. After consuming them, I would go back for more. I found that I liked reading, and I think I even became a bit addicted. I started feeling naked without a book in my hand. But I loved the books. I mean the stories. That was my life. That was what my life is like. The days became increasingly harder and discussions from each other, differently only the book I read and the weather outside. I felt like time blurred into some kind of gooey mass I was trapped inside, instead of moving it within. A week could go by without me noticing it. Sometimes I paused in realization and didn't know what day it was, what day of the week it was. Oh, sorry. Yeah. But the other day, all the things that surrounded me were painfully crashed to my consciousness. There was a barrier and nonchalance I said for myself. The pages of my books were starting to feel sharp and burning hot, and heaviness in my chest became so hard and weak to bear, and that I had to put my book aside and just to lay down for a while, looking at the ceiling as if I was going to cry. But that happened only rarely, and I couldn't even cry. Today the doctor came in and gave me a smile. He seemed excited, but not very. It's like he's trying to give me an effort to be happy on my behalf. My parents are here. It's a few days since I had last seen them. Both of them are even sort of dressed up. Is this supposed to be some kind of special occasion? It's not a party. There's this ritual a head cardiologist has. He has some time sorting his papers and then setting them aside as if he is making a point and the pointlessness of what he just did. Then he casually sits down at the edge of the bed of mine next to mine. he looks up to me in the eyes for a moment. Hello, Zhao. How are you today? I don't answer him, but I smile a little back at him. I believe that you can go home. Your heart is strong now, and with some precautions, you should be fine. We have all your medication sorted out. I'll give your father the prescription. The doctor handed out a sheet of paper to my dad, whose expression turned wooden as he read it quickly. So many. I take it from his hand and take a look myself, feeling numb. How am I supposed to react to this? A bleeded long list of medications staring back at me from the paper seems insurmountable. They all blend together in a sea of letters, and that is a sea of letters. This is insane. Side effects and adverse effects, prediction, catching, and so dosages and listed line after line with cold medication. I try to read them, but it's so futile. I can't understand any of it, attempting to make me feel sicker. All this for the rest of my life every day? I'm afraid that is the best we can do at this point. However, new medications are always being developed, so we wouldn't be surprised to see the lace fade away over the years. Years? What kind of confidence boost is that? I felt better even if I hadn't said anything at all. Also, I spoke with your parents, and we believe that it would be best if you don't return to your old school. What? Please calm down, Hasao. Listen to what the doctor has to say. Calm down. The way he says it tells me he knows full well that I wouldn't like it. I'm going to be homeschooled? Whatever my concern shows, it's ignored. We understand that your education is paramount. However, I don't think that it's wise for you to be without supervision. At least not until we're sure your medication is suitable. So I spoke to your parents about a transfer. It's a school called Yamaku Academy that specializes in dealing with disabled students. Disabled? What? Am I? It has a 24-hour nursing staff and a few minutes from highly discarded general hospital, and the majority of students live on the campus. I think it's a boarding school of sorts. It's designed to give students a degree in independence, in which it keeps help nearby. Independence? It's a school of disabled kids. Don't try to discuss that fact. If it's really that free, it wouldn't be a 24-hour nursing staff, and you wouldn't make a hospital being nearby a selling point. Of course, that's only if you want to go. But your mother and I are really not able to. Aren't really able to homeschool you. We went out there and we had a look a couple weeks back. I think you'll like it. It looks like I really don't have a choice. Comparing to other heart problems, people with your condition usually tend to live long lives. You need a job one day, and this is a good opportunity to continue your education. This isn't an opportunity. Don't call it an opportunity. Don't call it a goddamn opportunity. Well, you should be excited at the chance to go back to school. I remember you wanted to return to school, and while it's not the same one, a special school, that's an insult. That's what I wanted to say. It's a step down. That's not what you think. It's all the students there are pretty active in their own sort of way. It's geared towards students that can still get around and learn, but it just need a little help in one way or another. Your father's right, and many graduates of the school have gone to do amazing things, and the person does to be held back by the disability. One of my colleagues in another hospital is a graduate. I don't care. A person doesn't have to held back by the disability. Sorry, I'm reading too fast. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability. That's what this really is. I really hate that something is so important was decided for me. But what can I do about it? A normal life is out there of the question now. It's funny, I always thought my life was kind of boring, but now I miss it. I wanted to protest, but I always blamed this lack of reaction and shock or frick. And I could easily yell out something now. Something about how I can go back to school anyway. But no. I don't say anything. And the fact is that, oh god, I know it's futile. Yeah, I looked around the room, feeling very tired of all this, the hospital, doctors, my condition, everything. I don't see anything that could make me feel any different. I didn't really... Is there a choice? I don't know this. But I thought I was going to disabled school. But what are this even like? As much as I try to put the positive spin on this, it's very difficult. But let me try. A clean slate isn't a bad thing. That is all I can think of.